welcome back then to the Lords of Tram 2025. Right in front of you on your screens are the finalists. Sarah Sadek from Egypt. They've gone now. Alice Ruggiu from Italy. Mikaili Sol from Brazil.
And Francesca.
Miney from, where is she from again?
I think from the UK.
Yeah, from the UK. Excellent. So we are going to go ahead with the ladies' final. He knew I needed to take a quick break there. The director's been superb. Didn't like us with our funny jokes during the break, but we are now focusing ourselves for this final. And this does not tell the story for how many people are actually here. That is just, I'd say, a tenth of the people here. Yeah,
no, the beach is quite packed. It's
yeah, the other side of the beach is even busier.
France.
It's Lewis Crathon here. We've got Lasse Hofmeister and we've got Aaron Hadlow and Giel Vloog who are going to give us their thoughts on how this final is developing. And, of course, we've got you watching us from wherever you've chosen to tune in from around the world. How have you gone around this on a Sunday afternoon? And we have our two French commentators as well. They don't look as cold now, do they? They have been freezing out. God, do you want to try and do this in French?
Yeah, Philippe Insuline and Paul Le Delis.
Wow, that was very good. I'm glad you did that. They spelt commentators wrong. I'm joking. It's probably how they spell it. But they've been really on it. Just them two, I think, the whole time. We've had
they can't cut breaks, eh?
They can't cut breaks.
Only when the competition is on hold, actually. But we are lucky. We have a Giel Vloog and the Aaron Hadlow.
I hope they get some good francs for this. All right. So, I mean, the real talk is here. Even though Mikaili Sol did win, the talk is here that Sarah Sadek really got our attention with that. There's less than a minute to start to go here now, so we actually must remind you of the actual World Championship status, because Mikaili Sol looking to become World Champion, but so, of course, are two other riders potentially in this heat. Francesca Maini can be, and so can Alice Ruggiu. She needs to win the event, the Italian, because she did come second in Brazil. It's a combination of those two events, by the way, which will decide our world champion here. That was the last event, Brazil, and this one. So Mikaili Sol won that event, but she can't afford to come second here if Alice wins, because it will go back on tie, count back to who done well at the last event. Francesca Maini can also win this event, but it's a little bit more difficult for her. She will win if Mika is fourth and Alice is third. So that does make it quite interesting, doesn't it?
It's gonna get really, really close, because the level of those girls out there, the level is super high. So let's just see. The yellow flag is still up. That means it's less than a minute to start the final.
Aaron, do you think Mikaili's got to treat this as a final?
He's just laughing.
A trick question. He knew that. He didn't fall for that one. Is there ever a case for treating a final like a semi-final, or not really? Not after that last hit. Right, who is first in order here then? It would be Sarah in blue, which is almost a surprise. That how has she gone in here fourth? She must have had the highest score of her semi-final in second, no? Is this not odd? Well, what do you mean? Surely it's been the highest
no, I think
score.
It's just how they overlay, like, from the one semi to the other one.
Yeah, but so was someone else was second in their heat, and they're getting to start.
Yeah.
No, I think that should be done on who got the highest second. Should get the reward of going later in the order for me.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm in the commentary booth, just saying what I think. And what I think is official to some degree, I guess. Quite blinding looking at it. Blinding.
I forgot my glasses, actually.
Do we need them to look at the screen? Opening up her account then. Sarah said
no!
It was
She's losing
too
the board.
Oh,
but it was massive.
Got a bit excited there going for that. What was that?
Imagine, there was a boogie.
I mean, she's about 100 metres downwind from where she started.
There
Talk me
was
through
some
this,
power.
So what went wrong?
I don't really see. Wait. She pulled the bar. She could have landed it, actually. She came around, but I think she just kicked the board off. She was a bit scared, probably.
I mean,
and what do you think? She sent the kite out as well.
Out the back door, out the side door.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's radical. But I believe she's on a 5 meter. So No.
That is just how much power there is out there. So that was an interesting one. Got rid. Maybe didn't fancy the speed of the landing, which could have maybe hurt a bit more. So we now move on to, I think will it be Elite. Actually, someone's messaged me how to Elite.
Elite Rugio.
You know, you're saying it wrong when someone WhatsApps you how to do it right. I'll make sure I get it right.
But that was just the opener. I think the crowd opener for Zara, just to show, hey, I'm here to leave a mark. I'm here for a bang. And now the young Italian, Alicia.
Yeah, they actually wrote it. They broke it down in 3 parts. Alice. That's sorry, I do apologise.
Alicia.
I was getting it.
Alicia.
I was getting it.
She's probably just waiting until jet ski clears out of the zone.
Yep.
Her white flag is up. I think she's going to go to the right. We have seen her all day jumping to the right.
It's not a white flag of surrender, is it?
No, it's a white flag of full power.
Surrender your body and go for it.
So let's see. I think she's going to turn one more time around.
No green flag assisting this white. So race director Cedric deciding that the wind hasn't changed so much during this trick attempt, but I'm sure the riders are going to get a little bit more flexibility. 4:18 p.m. is local time now. Couldn't be better for a crowd to build on a Sunday afternoon in the south of France in Baccarat at the 2025 Lords of Tram. Here she goes then, Alicia, and it's a straight mega loop. Is she going to stick it? Entering no land's land, and it's another no land.
No.
Unfortunately,
but
so 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0. So if Francesca and Mika also crash, it's just 6 tricks starting. But we're going to see if Francesca manages to get a score, but I'm pretty sure because she has been on the water for countless hours in strong winds. And I saw her earlier on the beach and she was quite chilled actually. So maybe she's going to go for something big here.
So at this moment in time, guys in the booth, just give me a quick name. Who do you think's got this right now? Right.
Yeah, just looking at the scores.
Actually, if it finished now, what would happen now? Just join first, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. And here we see Francesca Maini from the UK.
Mega loop delayed roll coming here.
Yeah, I think so. A laid back for start. Yes.
Sensible.
Landing it cleanly. It's gonna be a nice opening score for her.
She's really in touch with that north kite, lad. So you can see she's able to slow herself down, and that is what you're hoping. When you come in to land some of these, you really want to use your kite in a way that applies the brakes. Look at this, applies the brakes. That's a relatively soft landing. If you can find that in your setup, you've got a great chance of landing a lot of tricks here. That's real the difference between a lot of the riders at this event is landings. We've seen so many crashes. Tricks they know, taken off in flat water. They know what they're doing, a lot of these riders, but landing, especially here, has been difficult.
And there we see Mika launching in the air, also going for a laid back roll.
Great technique.
Yeah, looks super stylish.
I don't think it's going to score as high as Francesca's, because Francesca had a bit more extremity for me. Hill, do you think it's going to Hill?
Hill, what do you think?
Well, Mika had a lot of power and a lot of speed on the landing, so they'll definitely like that. But I would say Francesca's was a bit higher.
You reckon? Well, one judge has got 7. Oh no, sorry, that's not true. That changed there. So she actually got scored more for that.
Oh, we just missed this. It was a hard crash.
She's gone straight for her bar. She's really going into this quite quickly, Sarah.
The jet ski just coming in to check on her.
She reached straight for the bar with her right hand as soon as she come off the water there, which is an indication to me that she was with it and wanted to.
Oh, she can take some hard crashes here.
Yeah. So Mikaili Sol did get scored more for that one, so that surprised me.
It was a second crash. It's not the best way to start a final, probably. So let's see what Alice he's gonna do now.
Was that my British bias coming in? Surely not. I mean, no, you thought it was a bit higher, right, Francesca? They're about similar, I thought, but maybe in Francesca's favour. Yeah, maybe because it was right foot forwards, it looked a bit different as well. Maybe that had something to do with it.
And another laid back. Oh, unfortunately, just butt checking quite heavily there. So I think her score's going to go down.
Right, now it's going to be my time here after we see this highlight of that last move. Mega loop delayed roll here. Who was that? Alicia. Yeah, Aaron, I want your thoughts here because Zara is actually a team rider for Harlem. What would you be saying to her now?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a tough start, especially after such an amazing semi-final. Here we have Francesca just going big contra boogie. It's massive.
Landed.
This. Solid start from her. But yeah, going back to Sarah, 2 big crashes. I think, yeah, I mean, she knows what she's capable of. She had what she's done what she's done in the semis. I think the wind's picked up a slightly more. So like this early style of like really sending your kite early, it starts to get pretty sketchy. You need to like give it a bit of time, but I think she can regroup and still start putting some big scores on the board.
And that move there, Lasse, was huge, right?
Yeah, it was massive actually. So Francesca got scored a 6.1, which is the highest scoring trick of the heat yet. So let's see how Mika answers to that move. Oh, she's really powered, yeah.
It's getting cool. The glare is tough now, even for our screen inside here.
Yeah.
So would you wear sunglasses inside to look at a screen? That's a bit odd. I don't know. But Mikaili Sol then just biding her time here. Mikaili Sol, she's got a yellow flag is up.
No green flag inside.
No, so she's being encouraged to get on with this with a minute of grace. Looks to me like she's lining up potentially for a right foot forwards here. She's hanging right in the pocket. Maybe just having a word with someone about scores. I don't know. It's still quite early for that. Do you bother with that on the second trick?
I don't know. Let's ask Giel real quick.
I'm guessing she's just waiting for that gust to drop a little bit. The judges do want to see you try in order to put that green flag up and give her a bit more time because she looks absolutely lit, but she's going to go for it anyways for a massive doobie loop. That is the biggest one we've seen. Oh, that was too much to handle, but that would have been an incredible score. Unreal stuff by Mika. I mean, she must have felt the pressure from Francesca after Francesca's boogie loop because that was a really powerful move and it was a strong move and that definitely applies the pressure, but Mika getting yanked on this one.
Thanks, Hill. And it's nice to bring in 2 very experienced top riders here. Aaron Hadlow and Hill glued with us here. We're all going to give it a go for this final. We've all been part of the journey. We had Liam Whaley in here at some points as well. And you've just got to have that insight from the riders that are out there and have been out there competing, especially at this spot. This is such a unique spot to ride.
100%. It can turn on. We have seen it in the past like 2 days now, that it can turn on in every second, basically.
Sarah Sadek is next to go. We believe she's had the biggest score of this competition so far in the women's, and over an 8-point scorer in the last heat, where she basically just went into another level. She was unlucky not to get first place in that. She's got to recompose herself here, and she could do with something simple.
Whoa, back row kite loop with a proper kite angle. Can she land it? She can.
Oh, what a
that's
a slam dunk
score.
landing.
Yeah.
That's a slam dunk landing. So
it's like a bam.
What a recovery
landed.
for her. That was really lovely. Great technique as we see that lovely edge taking off into the back roll, connected. And at this point, it's all about the landing. And she really did drop down. She got that little slam dunk there, but she's ridden through it. She's going to be over the moon about that. And I'm sure the Harlem team are as well. But next up, the RRD team will be looking at their rider, Alice. And how's she doing so far? Hasn't really got anything on the board. So she could do with a little bit of a confidence boost.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm pretty curious how Zara is going to get scored on that one.
5.37, Lasse.
Okay, that's quite good. So that puts her into play as well. So she's on 3rd place, I believe, or 2nd place, 3rd place. But yeah, Mika needs a 2nd score as well, so it's not safe as a house yet, eh?
Yeah, no, they'll put her in 2nd, I think, if it's. No.
Yeah, and
Yeah, yeah, okay.
and there's the Italian rider, RD rider, launching into unfortunately not taking off.
They're going to score that?
Giel
Phil
just
says
said
yes. Aaron, what do you say? Didn't see it? Or no?
Aaron said no.
So they say no.
okay.
Aaron said no. So Aaron, no, he
Now
didn't
she's
see
discussing
it.
with
She's
the
just,
flag
I
man.
just wouldn't discuss. I'd just be like straight in there on the big move. Like, no, don't worry. She might have got away with that. You don't think so? Oh no, she was just going back
That
in
was
the
a
box
trick
and the red
attempt.
flag come up. So unfortunately for Elite, that's not going to count. That was just deemed a bit too high.
That's
Did she leave the
devastating.
water? She just left the water. Mikaili Sol had a brilliant one of them in the previous heat. She almost left the water, but she kept the tip of the board, the fin, just in to say, I haven't left the water. Left foot forwards then coming, Francesca Maini, the Red Bull King of the Air champion in the women's division for the first time. Sets up.
Whoa! She could have landed that probably, hey?
That was a tough landing. I don't know. She really tomahawked in there. And you don't often see someone get pulled out forwards after a feet first in there.
It was a hard crash, but the kite angle was proper.
Aaron, talk to me about landing like that. You know, when you have to go in 2 foot like that, often when you chuck a board away or something like that. How is it she came forwards over that as we...
Yeah, well, it's almost like just being tripped up, basically. You've got so much forward momentum that you can't actually, like, pencil dive into the water at the right angle. You just, if you have any sort of angle at all, there's so much pressure that you end up going into a front flip. Definitely had a few of them myself, and back in the day when we had boots, I mean, that was even another level where you would actually, we'd call it the cartwheel, where you'd do multiple spins on the water. So, yeah, these days you can kick the board off quite nicely, but yeah, her kite was so low there. She knew instantly she had no chance to recover. So, yeah, when you're just traveling that fast, it can be quite some impact. But here goes Mika. She's going to go up with that doobie. Not as big as that last one, but I think that will still be a fairly solid score.
Yeah, it was super technical, not the best height, but I think the judges were rewarded. There's a replay of it and just sticking it. Yeah, Giel, what did you you wanna?
You said something about an open door.
Yeah. Oh, oh, that's a
big
massive crash as well.
Thankfully for us, we were blocked out by a cameraman, but
Yeah.
actually on the screen, Zara can take the crashes, can't she?
Oh,
Do you think that was the time we were? Do you think that was the moment when she was going for the double, or just
No.
overflew it?
Yeah.
She overflew perhaps a boogie. So Zara has got a big score on here so far, but has to just compose herself and get back into this because she's taken some crashes. But
Giel, what do you do when you're upside down in the air and you oversteer the kite?
Well, I mean, when you want to go for a boogie double, you got to make sure that the takeoff feels right, and then you just go for it. There is no in between. As Alicia gets a really good takeoff for a late back roll that she crashed before, she gets that landed just to add to her score. But when you oversend the kite, you try to recover the kite and put it in a spot where it is able to catch you. But just the height on that jump was not enough for Sarah, as right now Alicia pulls down another very solid late back roll, and Andrea is flying into the water here in front of the booth. And Francesca is going up with a massive boogie loop again with a very low kite angle, and she sticks that. The kites, yeah, she's going. She got it. That is absolutely epic stuff by Francesca. And I mean, what I wanted to say before is that Mika is leaving the door open a little because it looks like she's playing it safe. And one thing about Francesca is she doesn't know how to play it safe. She always goes all out, and that's why we love to watch her ride.
Yeah, that's true. That's going to be a big score. So there we see Mikaili Sol from Brazil, probably just talking to the caddy. Yeah, you can see it on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. She's just turning around, probably waiting for a gust. It's her time to shine right now, because she got a 5.4 and a 4.57, and she needs a third score in order to manifest her spot there on top.
Just remind you as well the current status with the Big Air title as well, because 3 of these riders can still become world champion. Mika's really got to win this to make sure. If Mika is in front of Alice, then she will be okay. But Francesca can be world champion if she wins and Mika is 4th and Alice is 3rd. Alice is 3rd. Alice needs to win to be world champion. So it is possible that all 3 of them can be world champion. Bit confusing, I know, but be handy if one of them just won it. Which one of them will?
Yeah, and as you're explaining, Mika is charging to the right. That's a boogie board off. Can she stick it? That's going to score high, and she can. That was super clean.
Great strength at the end there to try and get her body round that extra 180 degrees. I think she really manipulated her body position. Up she goes here. Gets the board off cleanly. It's back on, and there she really had to force that to get the body round. And Hill, I think you appreciate that. And what did you like about that, Hill?
In the meantime, we see Zara doing that boogie loop, overseeing the kite, but managing to let it climb back. Sure.
Yeah, let's have a quick look at Sarah's trick before going into Mika's right there. Oh yeah. That's great job, cameraman.
Not the best replay, but it's fine.
But Mika's trick looked really good because of the extension. If you take the board off really early, it's very hard to end up in that rotation facing forward. So she took the board off early, had good extension, but was kind of flying on the side, and then had to whip her body around last minute to have that proper landing. As we get Alicia taking off in a front roll, that's a boogie loop. But that's not going to be a big score. Oh, and she crashes it as well. It's unreal. She had such an incredible heat before, and now she is struggling to.
Do you think there's also like a bit of tiredness and
Yeah, there's definitely some nerves. I think that's what you see with Sarah as well, because she's got a really nice first score. But what you really want is just 3 solid tricks to start with. So you're putting pressure on the other ladies. Like, you want to push, but you have to land because I'm making you. And unfortunately, she's not able to do that. She's getting a 4.7 for her last trick and a 5.3, so she's not in a bad spot. And with another really good trick, we know she has a double. She can really put some pressure on Francesca if Francesca doesn't go absolutely crazy on the next attempt. But I have a feeling.
Yeah, I also know your feeling.
I have a feeling Francesca
when we just
is
looked at
gonna
each
do
other.
something special.
Yeah. She has been training, hey?
Yeah. No, so we're waiting for her to get a takeoff because we're all curious to see what she's got for us. But we know she has plenty of tricks.
And it's only 0.01 difference between the first and the second, between Mikaili Sol and Francesca Maini from the UK. So she wants a special trick.
Yeah, and
she needs a special trick.
She doesn't need anything super technical. She just needs to Francesca it, because she can go absolutely extreme on those kite loops.
And
as she's charging, she's getting a good gust, putting the kite quite low, but not doing anything with it. But maybe good to get another score. I don't know if that doesn't look like it will replace anything.
No.
I'm sure she wanted something else, maybe a kite loop board off.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what she was going for. She'll have another couple of attempts, but definitely looking to put some more pressure on Mika with another big score.
Yeah, she's checking there with her caddy, just checking the scores, and it's like, okay, you're still in first position.
9 trick attempts left then here in the women's division at the GKA Kite World Tour 2025 Lords of Tram event. We're getting down to the wire here, and we still don't know who is going to be the big air world champion. It'll be one of Alice Rudiu from Italy, Francesca Maini from the UK, and Mikaili Sol from Brazil. She's in first place right now, Mikaili Sol. And if things stayed like this, it would be Mikaili Sol picking up another world title.
Yeah.
What she got for us here then? She goes into another doobie loop, parking that kite out the side. That was really well done. She's still got work to do.
But she got it.
But she got it, and she wanted to improve that score.
Really hard. She got so much speed coming out of the second rotation there, and just traveling towards her landing, but making it look so easy on the landing as well.
4.57 is currently what she scored for a kite.
Yeah, that's going to be
roll.
better.
I think it's going to be another point more, perhaps.
Yeah, she's gonna. The gap between Mika and Francesca is not big, but I think it's gonna get bigger by any second now.
And remember, for Francesca to be world champion, here comes a double though.
Oh, is she gonna land it? She is.
Yes, she is. Now
that's
she's
big
found
for
her
her.
rhythm, and this is going to be interesting how that's going to score. Gilvru very much looks like he liked that, and the timing of that move was superb from here she is, up in the sky. Nice landing.
Perfect.
What do we think she's going to score for that? It's going to throw her into the mix a little bit now.
Yeah, it does. Eh?
First was an 8.49, second a 7.12. I don't think she's going to get enough to get into first or second, but she's going to be right up there.
Yeah, and since she has another trick attempt afterwards.
6.60.
6.60. It's close. The first three are pretty close, and Alicia just gonna go for a straight loop there. Oh, a bit under. She's gonna land. Oh, yeah, Kai, this.
Now that is just harsh. The wind has just deserted her there.
Unfortunately, here's the replay of it. Oh, it wasn't just a straight kite, it was a boogie.
Very much sheeted out at the end there. And if that's in combination with a bit of a low and your kite overflies, it's gonna
game over.
It's not gonna find that tension and be sat in the power zone. It's overflown and then had no wind. So a bit unfortunate that for Alice. The wind looks like it just dropped temporarily there for her. So she hasn't really got a big score on the board so far.
No.
That is going to be a bit scary for her.
So she just has a 0.68 and a 4.73.
Aaron, I want your thoughts here. Mikaili Sol very close to picking up another world title. Thank you, Les. Is going to pass me over to you. You've been here, Aaron, before. What's she got to do to get this home now, to take this home? She's in first. Things could still change, but what's she thinking?
I think she's got a really solid base score there. She's, pretty much over a point in the lead, so she's got a bit of a margin, but I think she'll still just keep putting on the pressure. Like, you never know what someone can bring in these sort of conditions, so I think she'll be mindful that she still wants to pull a couple of big tricks. I think, we saw in her last heat, she easily averaged 6.5s and got a 7, so the points are that her tricks are out there to get bigger tricks, but knowing Francesca, she can also pull some big ones, maybe a big kite loop board off now.
She had to hit the power zone a bit hard with that mega loop board off. But my attention is turning here to Alice, who looks like she's changing kite, because we have to remember here that she is the biggest threat to Mikaili Sol's Big Air World Championship attempt here, because she is the one that closer in the ranking. So do you think Mikaili, Aaron, will be aware of where Alice is here, knowing that actually Alice, I don't think, can do much better than fourth now? Would she be aware of that? Would she be thinking, well, actually, all I got to do is make sure I'm close enough to Francesca? Or would she just be thinking, got to win?
She's just thinking for the event win. I think that's all you can do in this situation. Like, she probably, I wouldn't say expects it, but she will be confident that she has enough of a margin there, and she thinks she has the ability to make that work. So I can imagine she's just checking the scores now. She's probably getting the confirmation there, we can see on the screen, which will give her a good little boost. But yeah, I mean, if it was me, I'm also thinking about the event win as much as the overall world championship. So yeah, I think she's in an amazing place. She's leading the heat. She's still got more gears to go through. and I think we're going to see that now. She's still got a couple more trick attempts. So
it's like her second last trick attempt. There is a gap, but is it big enough, Aaron? Is it big enough? Would you push it?
Yeah, I mean, I think she'll definitely go for something pretty big now, because it just makes total sense, especially with another trick attempt in the bag compared with the other girls. She's in a really strong position, and if she can actually improve that 5.4 and add another point, that means Francesca needs a big 7.5 trick to get somewhere close. So a big trick now, you might as well go all in, because even if you crash it, you still have another attempt. So I would say a big kite loop board off again, something along those lines.
And it's just a laid back.
Interesting strategy, but then maybe she's been looking at her previous ones. Yeah, that is one of her lower scoring tricks, and if she thinks she can improve that with quite a bit of safety, and again, she'll probably maybe improve it by 0.2, 0.3, maybe half a point, and that will again give her a big enough margin to make Francesca go for something quite a bit bigger.
Okay, and on your screens is Zara from Egypt going for a back row kite loop board off. Unfortunately crashing it, but her feet were in the board already.
Yeah, shame that, but she's still going to get a chance to have a decent score here. But it's Alice. Did she get back out on the water? Alice, she did come in for a kite swap here.
Yeah, I think her lines were inverted after that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure she's got
there.
this done quick enough, or perhaps can just see the writing on the wall that actually, I don't think there's any real point. She can't get it first, second. She could get into third, but she'd almost need a 10. She'd almost need a 10 for that. So she is back out now on a borrowed kite. We think she is on a D-Lab now. Is this her in the box?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, just hung up in the box. She's going to need something outrageous to actually advance into a higher position. It's not going to be. It's just a contra loop for her. So unfortunately, it wasn't. Oh, that's nice. And another little Paul Daniels loop. Little magician loop at the end there.
But now coming in, but great performance from Alice Ruggio from Italy. Unfortunately, finishing fourth here in Lords of Tram.
So that is her World Championship streams over. And actually, I'm going to need this confirmed, but Mikaili Sol, I think, will be world champion now.
Francesca is charging up, is going for a kite loop board off. Can she get it?
Just didn't get the height.
No, just getting... Yeah.
Just didn't get the height. So Mikaili Sol could have... the only way that Francesca could have been world champion is if Mikaili Sol finished fourth, which she will not now do, with Alice Ruggio taking fourth. So I'm semi-confirming it, but we pretty much know here that Mikaili Sol is going to get the world championship here. What a comeback after a bit of a break.
She's celebrating.
Out. She's
See
already
that?
celebrating.
She knows it already.
What a moment
She's
here
done the math.
to come back this strong, to win 2 events in a row after a break from competitive kiteboarding. Aaron, let's get your thoughts now on just how that must feel.
Yeah, what a feeling. 2 event wins out of 2, securing the World Championship. I mean, it's what you train for, what you work for.
Yeah.
She has done so many. She's such an amazing athlete, and since such a young age, riding so incredibly well. And across different disciplines, it means basically whatever she picks up, she just does amazingly well at. She's moved her focus and stayed motivated in the sport by changing disciplines and dominating so many as well. And now just another world championship to add to her.
And there she comes in, throws the board.
Collection.
Oh, she's celebrating.
So
what's she showing?
I
Yes.
think that's maybe 8. We lost count now from the
8.
amount. So amazing.
And they're just celebrating with fellow competitors. That's nice to see.
Yeah, and it's nice to have the full double win to really stamp it home.
Yeah.
So winning the event, winning both events, winning the World Championship, and in the end, quite comfortable. She had a couple of tricks still in the bag in case something came up before that from one of the other girls. But yeah, she just so good at strategy, and so good at the confidence that she has in her tricks. She knows what she's going to pull.
But also Francesca Maini from the UK finishing second here at Lords of Tram with a total score of 16.43, which is also pretty strong.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, just following up from her King of the Air win, which was amazing. She was, she pushed the other girls really close, and gave a good fight to Mika. And still second's an amazing result. Really good tricks out there. She rode really well throughout the whole event. So, yeah, it was an amazing event for the winning. Yeah. And also, Sarah, she showed she had a huge score, a 21 in the previous. So she had the potential, but I mean, that's a little bit of experience. It comes into play, and not quite this time, but she can also be proud with a third place.
Thank you, Aaron.
Lovely scenes here as the finalists just all talking to each other. I wonder what they're talking about here.
They're like, who won?
How was the win?
Was it you or me?
They get on so good now.
Yeah, that's good to see.
It is good. There's something about the big air discipline as well. There's a lot of respect with the riders, just the risks that they're taking, and you actually need each other, as we do as kiteboarders. Actually, it's something that we do together. And if we see someone crash, we should be there and we should launch and land each other. It's a sport I'm so proud of, that we think and act in this way. It's the first thing you get taught in our sport, that this is about you and other people. It's not on your own. And you can see that in the camaraderie between the riders, especially what we just saw there. Lovely scenes here down in Bucharest at 2025 Lords of Tram. Congratulations to Mikaili Sol taking the win here.